Hi, for today's Small Bite, we're going to start by looking at this great free app put out by LEGO called Movie Maker. Using LEGO Movie Maker, students will be able to make a movie using stop motion. Now, of course, they don't have to use Legos in this video, but that is one way to do stop motion. When you get started, you will want the students to review the instructions. These instructions are very clear. They really explain what the students are going to be doing and how they're going to do this stop motion by continually taking pictures in a row. They'll start by putting their name of the movie, then they're going to capture their mode. Do they need the flash? Do they need it lined up? Just a note for you, you'll want to have your students do this someplace that's well lit. You and students will find these directions clear and concise, and it really explains how to set up a stop motion video. Okay, let's go ahead and make a movie. We'll click on Make a Movie. I've already put my name, directed by Miss Herman, and students can change it. Of course, you can have them add their class so you can help find it later. And say Done. Now we're going to move in. All right, now I've set up a couple Lego boards. Again, you don't have to do this with Legos, so you actually could just have construction paper in the back or use a shoebox or however you want it. And all I'm going to do is tap the screen, and now I'm going to move my girl and tap the screen again and move her a little bit more and tap the screen again. I'm going to keep doing this process. And you can see that little onion skin. That's so the kids can see where it was the last time, so that you know where you were. You just continue to tap. Now, as your students get more advanced, they can use the grid marks to help them keep things lined up. They can use that onion skin a little bit more. Anything that they want up there on the top if they want it to come into focus more on each one. All right. So once I get done, I'm going to hit Done. And now you can see across the bottom that I have each individual frame. Now on some of these frames, I have a hand. So I'm going to come up here and delete that frame because I don't want to have a hand in the video. There's some other things I can do here. I can add a frame. I can add music. Hit Done. I can add sound effects. Oh, sorry, these are the visual effects if I want to change how it looks. And then within each individual frame, here is where I can add a sound. So Lego has some sounds there if we want to use them. And at this point, I could also add my own sound. Oh, I'm finally home. Yay! Now you see they're not going to be able to record very long clips here, but they can add some of their own clips. So now I can go in and add that sound. Now I can preview. So I still had one with a hand. So I can go back to that one and delete it. And of course, if I really wanted to, we could add a frame there. When you're adding a frame, it's kind of cool because you can pick from these ones and students could add text here. Now I can preview again. Then I can hit save. It's going to make my movie. This takes just a minute. You can watch and see how it goes. And from here, I can go back and edit it if I want. If I don't want to edit it, I could delete it, or I can send it to my camera roll. From camera roll, you can do other things. I hope that your students and you enjoy using Lego Movie Maker. The second app that we are going to look at today is called TinyTap. TinyTap is a free app that allows students to create games that other students get to go in and play. Let's take a look at this dolphin game.
Dolphins like to imitate other animals. Dolphins like to eat shrimp, lobsters, crabs, and fish. Dolphins like to cuddle with their mother and children. Dolphins like to imitate other animals. What do dolphins eat?
So this one, as it says, is TinyTap. I must tap the right answer.
Which one do dolphins not eat?
In this one, I will tap each piece and
Dolphins
learn more
are
about it.
expressive, like people. A fin helps a dolphin move. These help the dolphins keep its balance when it's swimming.
I can turn the page.
What makes a dolphin a mammal?
Now, if you get it wrong, it tells you. So I'll get this wrong. And here, I just tap on each picture and I'll find out more. That's why it's called TinyTap.
You did great. I think you earned an A++.
Now that you've seen a video, you might be interested in how your students can make one. They'll simply hit the plus to create. This usually pops up first because this is a great place for students to get background and stickers and things to add. Of course, some of these ones down at the bottom, students have to add. You would have to pay to add, but several of the ones at the top are free. So I like using the layouts because students can kind of use that background to set up their areas, especially when they're first getting started. All right, so let's pick one that we can make a question for. And I'm going to hit the text there. It always gives you a sample text, but you can erase that all right away. And then we can put these in. If you haven't tried it, your students might like to access the microphone to say their question. Books do we find in the 599s? All right. And then that is my question. Now I can easily move that up and down. So now you can see I've kind of made it so I'm going to have 3 different boxes. And I can put my answers here. Now when I'm adding my answers, I could type or I can go ahead and draw pictures. So I'm just going to type. My choices, 1 for each box. Of course, I can change the colors. All right, once students have the page they want, the way they want it, so I'm not going to draw any pictures today, you get the idea. Now I'm going to add my activity. So my activity is that I want to add a question. I can also do a soundboard, which you saw, the shape puzzle, or talk about it. So I'm going to ask a question, and I'm just going to record the question that I wrote. What books do we find in the 599s? And then I circle where the answer is. And whatever area you circle, that is going to be what is marked as right. So you can see it's nice to make it that whole big rectangle from the background. I hit the check mark. And that's my first question. Now, if I wouldn't have typed the question on the top, I could use this and continue to ask more questions that kind of build on each other. So that's my first question. And then if I want to add something else, I just keep going. So now I can add the next part. So in the dolphin one, you can see that there was several examples. Once we get to the point that we're done, then you put your name, how old it's for, and I am ready to make it public or private. The cool thing, if you decide to go ahead and make an account with TinyTap, is that then you can actually email these. And the person who receives the game via email does not even have to have an iPad or have the TinyTap app. They could just use it and play it off the TinyTap website, which makes this pretty unique. It makes it worth setting up an account if you want to go ahead and do that. I hope that you can see TinyTap is a wonderful app that your students will be able to use to create games for other students.